So let's just take that one step further. So essentially, you're talking about, let's say, ages 28 to maybe early 40s, right? And again, like that chip on the shoulder, that thing, that's just like a New York state of mind, right? I mean, like growing up in that environment, you have to have that oomspa with you, right? So the next part of this question would be, what words of wisdom would you give them, or insight would you give them, like being that they have that chip on their shoulder and they're moving through the world and they're rocking your handkerchief and they're becoming more business savvy? What influential insight would you deliver to them to help them
Totally.
move forward?
Great question. You have to be relentlessly persistent in the pursuit of what you want to make happen. I always say, like, it that is so key to never, because again, we all have down days, but just don't make it a habit. Like, you can have an off day. That's totally normal. That's called being a human being, but
Mm-hmm.
don't accumulate that into a streak. You want to keep good streaks going. Once you start, you have a bad day. It's totally normal. It's what we do. But brush it off. Next day, brand new day, make it happen. My best advice that I would tell people is, within the last, and obviously we went through a weird 2 years, but in the last 3 years, I've met some of my closest friends I've met in the last 3 years. My people who I can't even imagine life without them. I've met in the last 3 years. And let me tell you, almost every time that I met someone was going to an event that I didn't even really feel like going to. Put yourself out there. Get yourself out there. Don't get me wrong. Zoom stuff is great when you can do it, right? It's great, but nothing will, and metaverse is coming, right? It might already be here. And I'm sure that will serve its purpose, and that's fine, but nothing ever will replace face-to-face interactions. Nothing will ever replace that rapport you can meet with somebody face-to-face. And every major connection I've had in my life has been going to an event that I push myself to go to. So push yourself to go, make yourself go. It just always so happens in my world where, when I was just like, you know what, Anthony, you don't want to go out today, but you know what, in your mind, you should. And listening to that voice instead of the one that says, hey, just be comfortable, stay home. No, I'm going to push myself to go. A world of good has come from that. So that's my advice: is get yourself out there. Literally get yourself out there, and that's where you're going to meet your connects. You're not going to meet your connects just sitting home. It's not going to happen.